Everybody, we've got another virtual Chicago Cubs matchup here for you on MLB 9 innings 20 here on this Saturday, this beautiful Saturday in central New York, and it's going to be a good one. 11 innings yesterday, the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs, and we'll look to see how they can follow it up here today. The Cubs taking the first game of the three-game set by a 3-2 score yesterday. It was Anthony Rizzo continuing his four-game hitting streak, making it 5 with the walk-off RBI single with one out. The Boston Red Sox get a big boost from a solo shot from Xander Bogaerts, and Chris Sale, their starting pitcher yesterday, also knocked in a run. And the Cubs, Dexter Fowler, Ryan Braun, and Anthony Rizzo all came up clutch. Ryan Braun had a solo home run, his third one of 2020, his second one at Wrigley Field to help give the Cubs a boost. But then, of course, the Red Sox able to tie it up and send it to Astros before the Cubs ultimately walked it off. And with the Cubs' walk-off win, they move a game closer to Cincinnati in the standings. Now taking a look at our NL Central standings, the Cincinnati Reds at the top at 47-29, as you can see here on your screen. The Chicago Cubs next at 44-32, 3 games back. St. Louis 42-33, 4.5 back, and a game and a half back of Chicago. The Milwaukee Brewers sit at 39-35, and the Pittsburgh Pirates come in 35-39, 11 back. And as for our American League East, the New York Yankees at the top 51-25. The Boston Red Sox come in 37-39, 14 back, and then a bunch of teams hot on their tails here in the Toronto Blue Jays at 36-40, and the Tampa Bay Rays 36-41, and Baltimore last place, far beyond 500, just a 303 win percentage, 23-53. And as I've said also many times, the Cubs' schedule doesn't get any easier here. They have an off day Monday before 3 games at Cincinnati, 3 games at the Yankees, and 4 games back here against the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Cubs going to want to get things off on the right foot here against the Boston Red Sox for the second straight day. And it's going to be a great pitching matchup here yet again today. The former Cincinnati Red Tyler Browning going to go for Chicago in just his second start here at 2020, pitching to a 1-0 record, a walk-to-K ratio of 0-3, and an earned run average of 129 through 7 innings. So you got to give Browning the kudos and hope he can hang things in here today against the tough Boston Red Sox despite their under 500 record. But now we'll get right into the Boston Red Sox starting lineup before we go too much further. Rafael Devers, the leadoff guy, at third. Xander Bogaerts plays short. Mitch Moreland's at first. Jackie Bradley Jr. in the cleanup role in center field. Andrew Benintendi plays left. Christian Vasquez in the sixth hole behind the plate. Alex Verdugo's in right field. Michael Chavez at second base. Eduardo Rodriguez, the pitcher, hits ninth. And as for your Chicago Cubs on the defensive side of the ball here on a Saturday afternoon in the month of June, left to right in the outfield, it's Ryan Braun, Dexter Fowler, and Cody Bellinger. On the infield, around the horn from first to third, going to be Anthony Rizzo, Jonathan Schoop, Torres at short, and Manny Machado at third. The catcher, Buster Posey, behind the plate here. Tyler Browning on the hill for Chicago, and Rafael Devers steps up to get this game started. The Cubs in their home white pinstripes, Boston in their road grays here as Browning fires in a first pitch strike on a curve. 0-1 pitch from Browning to Devers here, high and tight, a four-seam fastball, and Browning quickly gets the 0-2 jump. And there it is, the strikeout. A beautiful pitch on a curveball from Tyler Browning to finish off Rafael Devers to get this ball game started. Once again, want to thank you for tuning in. Colby Smith here from Virtual Wrigley Field. MLB 9 innings 20 matchup yet again here on a Saturday afternoon. As Bogaerts with the pop-up behind the plate and Posey able to finagle it down for the out. 2 outs here quickly in the top of the first inning. Devers and Bogaerts sent down, and now it's Mitch Moreland. He's going to tap one right over to Rizzo at first. He takes it unassisted to the bag himself, and that ends the frame for Boston. We head to the bottom of the first inning, zeros all around. And for the Chicago Cubs starting lineup today, leading off in center, Dexter Fowler, Buster Posey behind the plate, Gleyber Torres plays short, Cody Bellinger in the cleanup role. In right field, Jonathan Schoop plays second, Ryan Braun in left. Anthony Rizzo, the first baseman, moves up from the 8 to the 7 role. Manny Machado gets a step down in the order at third, and Tyler Browning, the pitcher, hits 9. For the Boston Red Sox on the defensive side of the ball, left to right in the outfield, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Alex Verdugo. Third to first on the infield, Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts. At second is Michael Chavez, and the first baseman, Mitch Moreland. The catcher is Christian Vasquez. The pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez, looking for a 6th win here of the season. Dexter Fowler in the box, and we're ready to get things going in the bottom half of the frame. Fowler fouls off the first one he sees. The Cubs, as I said, wearing their home white pinstripes here, as Fowler now the 0-1 lined out to Alex Verdugo, and he's able to find it and track it down for the out. Now it's Buster Posey hitting .369. He was the best average in the entire National League at one point, but he's gone cold here this last week and a half. Posey 0-4 in this series as of yet. Went 0 for 5 yesterday, as now he lines one out to Benintendi. It falls in front, and Posey's got his second hit of the series in the first of the game. Gleyber Torres struck out 3 times yesterday, his average down to a mere .400. Torres looking to get things rolling here today in this also competitive Cubs playing roles, you could say, is now the 0-1 high and tight. Torres comes around and it's 0-2. Posey standing at first, bottom of the first inning, 0-0 score. The turn from first, back to short here, and the throw back to first, and that ends the frame. Torres grounds into a 1-6-3 double play, and the Cubs get out with nothing. 1 hit for Chicago, none for the Sox, and a 0-0 score takes us to the second for Jackie Bradley Jr., Andrew Benintendi, and Christian Vasquez. Browning sent down 11 in a row, dating back to his last start. He threw just 5 pitches in the first inning. Here's the first pitch out towards center. Dexter Fowler comes in on it, and he finds it for the out. Now Andrew Benintendi, .307 batting average, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs here in 2020. Benintendi looking to better those numbers after a rough campaign last year. Benintendi spent a bit of time in AAA last year, as now he fouls one away. 0-2 here. Browning kicks and fires in, and he's able to finish off strikeout number 2 here. A beautiful 4-seam fastball up and tight, and now it's Vasquez's turn. Browning's ERA hovering just above 1 here, looking to keep that the same result, as now a 4-seamer clots in at 89, and Vasquez has a strike. 0-1 in here. Vasquez a tapper to the left side of the infield. Gleyber Torres back in the hole and throws it across the diamond to Rizzo to end the frame. The Red Sox go down quietly once again, and now for Chicago, it's Cody Bellinger, Jonathan Schoop, and Ryan Braun. Cody Bellinger comes in on a 3-game hitting streak, hitting .313, 8 home runs, 32 RBIs, had a home run, actually a pair of home run in the Mets series, Yesterday he had a couple of hits, and now he lines one out to Benintendi and left for the first out of the frame. Ryan Braun's turn now. Braun picked up his 3rd home run of 2020 yesterday. Ironically, all 3 have come here at Wrigley Field. These Cubs hitters definitely a lot better in terms of home run hitting at home here, but they're going down quietly here yet again as the flip from second to first. Michael Chavez to Mitch Moreland, and there's 2 outs now for Schoop. The Cubs' 12-game hitting streak ended to the Mets in 11 innings the other day on Thursday, but then the Cubs won yesterday, and if the Nationals have taught us nothing, it's go 1-0 every day, and that's exactly what the Cubs did yesterday, and they're hoping to do again here today, as the 0-2 is fouled away by Schoop. 0-2, working from the stretch here is Rodriguez, and another foul ball as Schoop hangs in here. Both pitchers doing minimal work here early in this one as Rodriguez finishes off the K. Just 1 hit for either side, and it goes to the Cubs as we head to the third, still scoreless. Tyler Browning's ERA now exactly at 1 here. The Red Sox have gone down 6 in a row to start this ballgame, and it's Verdugo, Chavez, and Rodriguez here to begin the third. A 0-0 score between the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs from virtual Wrigley Field. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in to join us. The Cubs only hit so far in this one, coming courtesy of a Buster Posey single, but then a double play grounded into by Gleyber Torres. Finished off that one, and that's the only number we've got on the board. All the rest is 0 so far as we get going here. Verdugo in the box hitting .322 here, a slider in from Browning as we get rolling in the third. 0-1. Browning kicks and fires up and high, and a liner towards third. Manny Machado comes in, plays it off the roll, and he throws it across the diamond to Rizzo for the opening out of the third. Michael Chavez's turn. The second baseman standing in the box here for the Boston Red Sox. Browning looking absolutely stellar in this one. His pitch count only at 14 through 2 1/3 innings here, and make that 15 as the pop-up behind the plate. Buster Posey able to find it. 2 2/3 innings, just 15 pitches for Tyler Browning. He's on a stellar roll here. He sent down 8 in a row to begin the game, and now it's Rodriguez's turn. No Cubs pitcher has thrown a no-hitter this season, and the closest they've come is getting into the sixth without giving up a hit, as Rodriguez now down in the count 0-2. Browning kicks and fires, and the pitch on the outside corner here, a called strike 3, and that ends it for the Sox. Cubs sending up 7, 8, 9, Anthony Rizzo, Manny Machado, Tyler Browning here in the third to face Eduardo Rodriguez. A 0-0 ball game as we get rolling here in the bottom of the third. Eduardo Rodriguez, 13 pitches through the first 2 innings, and there's hit number 2 of the game for the Chicago Cubs. Manny Machado in a shallow right, and the Cubs have a base runner here to begin the third. Anthony Rizzo now. He had his hitting streak extended out to 5 games yesterday with his walk-off single in the 11th inning, giving the Cubs the 3-2 victory. Machado stands at first, and the Cubs are in business here as Anthony Rizzo sends one out towards left center field. Anthony Rizzo, will he get picked off at second? Yes, he will. The relay throw into the bag, but Rizzo does his job in advancing Machado to third. It's Tyler Browning's turn now. Browning just got to find a way to get the ball out of the infield here as he comes around on the first pitch slider. 0-1, a 0-0 score here as Browning taps one up behind the plate. Foul. 0-2. Browning hitting 667 after going 2 for 3 in his last start. Now the 0-2. High and tight, and Browning comes around and he's down on strikes here. Dexter Fowler's turn, 0 for 1 with a strikeout already in this game on a 9-game hitting streak. Manny Machado standing at third. The Cubs not looking to strand that runner here as Eduardo Rodriguez fired in a 2-seamer outside, and Fowler came around. 0-1 pitch, and there's the cutter. Eduardo Rodriguez, a nice 5-pitch mix here is now the 0-2 pitch, high and tight, and that ends it. The Cubs strand a runner at third. They're up to 3 hits in the game, but both sides remain scoreless as we head to the fourth. Browning now having sent down 17 straight batters, dating back to his last start against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Here in the top of the 4th inning, we head back to the top of the order for the Boston Red Sox. Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts, and Mitch Moreland, and it's a 0-0 ball game. Browning just 18 pitches, so averaging 6 a frame through the first 3 here as he's got a first pitch curve into Devers. The 0-1 pitch, a 4-seam fastball. Devers came around, and now it's 0-2. Browning kicks, fires in here, and a liner away foul from Devers once again. 0-2 pitch. Browning working quick and fast here is now the liner right at the head of Scope. He's able to track it down for the out. It's Xander Bogaerts hitting 367 here in 2021 out already in the 4th inning as now Bogaerts sends one out to left field, tracking it as Ryan Braun, and he sticks his glove to his left, and there's the out. Mitch Moreland, 284 average here in 2020. Mitch Moreland, not much of a power hitter, but he can get on base here, but not in this case. Machado over to Rizzo. And through 4 innings, the Red Sox have been held off the board and have been held hitless, and it's 2-3-4 for the Chicago Cubs here in the bottom of the 4th. Buster Posey on a 2-game hitting streak now, as we said, went 1 for 5 yesterday. Already a hit in this ball game. Comes around on a 2-seamer outside and away, and now trailing 0-1. Eduardo Rodriguez right down the middle of 4-seam fastball, and Posey quickly trailing 0-2. 0-2 pitch down and in. Posey came around, and he's down on strikes. It was a 0-0 ball game until the bottom of the 4th inning yesterday when the Cubs struck courtesy of Dexter Fowler. Here is now Torres out to deep left center field here, retreating back on it and finding it. Yes, indeed. Going to be Andrew Benintendi, and there's 2 outs now for Cody Bellinger. Bellinger 0 for 1 with a fly at himself. Both pitchers doing minimal work here early in this one. Bellinger with a great swing on that one, but he wasn't able to find it up and tight there, belt high. Now he fouls one away, and he's quickly down 0-2. Eduardo Rodriguez getting a punch on every at-bat here early, but Cody Bellinger managing to get the better of this one as he sends one out to deep left. Bellinger going to turn and head for second. He's in standing up here, and the Cubs are in business with 2 outs here in the 4th. Braun 0 for 1 with a grounder, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs here in 2020. As we said, picked up his 3rd home run of 2020 yesterday. Braun shown a recent power surge in recent weeks here. As now the chopper towards second. Michael Chavez takes a sweet time getting it to Moreland, and the Cubs strand another runner. 4 hits for Chicago, none for the Sox, and a 0-0 score as Jackie Bradley Jr., Andrew Benintendi, and Christian Vasquez come to the plate here in the 5th. Tyler Browning throwing a great game here on the hill already, and this one a four-seam fastball in there to Jackie Bradley Jr., and now the 0-1 pitch from Browning outside and away, and there it is. The streak is over, 24 in a row retired for Tyler Browning, and finally a hit's able to reach base off him. Jackie Bradley Jr. with the single, in a strong few innings from Tyler Browning to start this one, but it's not over yet. Andrew Benintendi's turn at the plate here, and he comes around into a four-seam fastball. 0-1, and Benintendi, the chopper toward first, the turn from Rizzo to second, the throwback to first from Torres. Browning covered the bag, but it wasn't in time. So now the Red Sox still have a runner at first. The only difference, there's one out here in the ball game. Or excuse me, one out in the fifth inning as a slider in there to Vasquez. Now 0-1. A chopper right up the middle here. Can the Cubs turn to double play? The flip to second, throwback to first, not in time. And there it is, the Sox have runners at first and second now for Alex Verdugo. The Red Sox looking for their 38th win here of 2020, while the Chicago Cubs looking for win number 45. Considering the Cubs started the year 3-13, it's a strong spot in the year to be where they are at this point. The All-Star break, the Home Run Derby, the All-Star game, all coming up here soon. The throw to second, throwback to first here, not in time. And there it is. The double play, not all too successful for Chicago in this frame, and now it's Michael Chavez, the 8-hole hitter's turn. Tyler Browning trying to get out of this inning is now the four-seamer into Chavez for a strike here. 0-1, up and tight here. Throw to second from Machado to Schoop to get Verdugo for the fours, and that ends it. The Red Sox strand a pair here in the fifth. They pick up their first two hits. We're halfway home in this one, and it's Schoop, Brown, and Rizzo here to face Rodriguez in the bottom of the fifth. You really got to think about it. This pitching matchup has been absolutely stellar here early on as Schoop, a deep fly ball out towards right. Verdugo retreats back onto the track and makes the catch for the out. Manny Machado 1-for-1 with a singularity in this one. Both pitchers throwing minimal pitches, but then again, a lot of first pitch hacking. A couple of Ks in this one, but not all too many, as Machado trailing 0-1 here, fouls one away. 0-2 with one out. Once again, Colby Smith here from virtual Wrigley Field is now Eduardo Rodriguez. The turn and the throw over to Moreland for the out here to snag Machado. Anthony Rizzo 1-for-1 with a single. Rizzo's reached in two straight at bats here, courtesy of singles, including the walk-off dating back to yesterday. But now Chavez, a liner right at him, and he sticks his glove up, and he's able to find it. And now combining to be 0-for-5 in this ball game already. 9-1-2, Eduardo Rodriguez, Rafael Devers, and Xander Bogaerts in the sixth for the Sox. A 0-0 score here as Browning working from the stretch, kicks in and fires. He only had 34 pitches for the first 5 innings, so Browning looking absolutely stellar, like he could mow through a full 9-inning game here today if this one remains scoreless. 0-2, and the fastball up and tight. Browning finishes off strikeout number 4. Rafael Devers' turn. Devers already 0-for-2 in this ballgame with a flyout and a groundout respectively here as he takes the first pitch curveball for a strike from Browning. Browning wearing number 32, the former Cincinnati Red, very solid since coming over here to Chicago as Braun makes the fly ball catch out in left field for the second out of the sixth. It's Xander Bogaerts up at the dish here now. The shortstop looking for a couple more home runs to even up with the team leader in Rafael Devers here. But both guys held also quiet in this game. But Bogaerts, a solo home run in yesterday's game, which evened the game up at 2, sending it to extras here as now Browning finishes off strikeout number 5. 9-1-2 for Chicago. Only one hit amongst the 3 here in this ballgame in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eduardo Rodriguez comes into this ballgame. He's already got 5 wins here this season, and he's looked for win number 6. He's got an earned run average now of 538. A minimal sample size, however, is now 2-for-4. Tyler Browning here in 2020. Mitch Moreland takes to the bag unassisted himself here for the put away. Dexter Fowler 0-for-2 with a flyout and a strikeout respectively, looking to keep up his hitting streak here in this ball game. He foul tips one away here against Eduardo Rodriguez. Now 0-1 upstairs and away here, and Fowler managing to just foul it away. 0-2 pitch right down the middle. Fowler with the foul tip here. 0-2 yet again, and another foul ball. Dexter Fowler hanging in here at the dish against Rodriguez, and now he falls to one knee and he's down on strikes. 2 outs, and now it's Buster Posey. A single and a strikeout here in this ball game already. 2 outs, and it's a 0-0 score between the Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs. 0-1. Downstairs and away here. Posey with a slow roller towards third. Rafael Devers comes in, just managing to get Buster Posey by a half step, and that finishes it. 4 hits for the Boston Red Sox, 2 for the Cubs, and a 0-0 score here as we start the 7th. It's Mitch Moreland to lead it off. The first baseman here for the Boston Red Sox going to take a first pitch strike on a 4-seam fastball. Now 0-1. Browning comes up and close. Mitch Moreland, the Florida native. Florida with a huge spike here in COVID-19 cases recently, so got to keep praying for Florida here. Is Scope over to Rizzo to snag out Moreland for the out. Jackie Bradley Jr. a fly out in a single, excuse me. Pardon my allergies. Bradley Jr., the center fielder up at the dish here. Strikeout in there, or excuse me, a slider in there for a strike. And now the 0-1 pitch. One hopper right into the glove of Rizzo and unassisted to the bag himself for out number 2. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a grounder. Now after the 2 hits for Boston, Browning sent down 5 in a row. Benintendi, the left fielder, hitting in the 5-hole for the 12th straight game for the Boston Red Sox. Did a little research after yesterday's game. The last extra inning game the Boston Red Sox played wasn't back until the beginning of May against the Tampa Bay Rays, a 14-inning affair, which the Red Sox managed to snag out here as Benintendi rolls a slow roller into shallow right here, and he's able to reach with 2 outs in the 7th. Christian Vasquez, 1 for 2, a grounder and a single, hitting .338, 12 home runs, 42 RBIs. Had a single in yesterday's ball game as well as he takes a 4-seam fastball in here from Browning. Browning's pitch count slowly starting to gather up some steam here as the pop-up to Torres at short ends the frame. We head to the 7th inning stretch. The Cubs took in the first 4 hits of this ball game, and the Red Sox have had the last 3, as now it's Gleyber Torres, Cody Bellinger, and Jonathan Scope for the 44-32 Cubs. 0-0 score here. Zip score is not a score. However you want to say it, it's still a 0-0 ball game. This one a stellar matchup here. Anyone, I'm glad you've tuned in to watch this one, as this one's been one of the better games played all year, both on the offensive and defensive side. And just as I say that, Torres strikes out, and it's Bellinger's turn. Bellinger still on his 3-game hitting streak, hitting .315. Cody Bellinger, an absolutely stellar presence in the box here. Lefty on lefty matchup. Eduardo Rodriguez, a southpaw, is now Bellinger out towards left center field. Bounces in front of Benintendi, and the Cubs have a base runner here in the 7th. Ryan Braun 0 for 2 with a set of grounders. Cody Bellinger standing at first here, and he's on the move. Braun comes at one high and in to throw down to second. Cody Bellinger able to pick up his 3rd steal at 20-20. Cubs have a runner in scoring position now with just 1 out, and Braun with the slow roller over to Michael Chavez to throw to get Devers right to Bellinger, and there it is. The out over at 3rd, and now it's Braun's turn standing at first here. He's on the move. And nope, Michael Chavez is going to come in clutch there at second once again. The throw over to Moreland, and there it is. The Cubs strand another base runner here. 6 hits for them and 3 for the Sox. We head to the 8th, and it's 7-8-9, and Verdugo to lead it on. 13, 38, and 41 the splits here for Verdugo. 8 stolen bases with a .319 average here. First pitch in here from Browning, just 52 pitches through the first 7. Talked about Browning's pitch count all so much, but we'll talk about Rodriguez here in the bottom of the frame if he hangs in there. The 0-1 liner out towards Bellinger, and he's able to snag it down for the out. Now it's the 0 for 2, Michael Chavez. Chavez playing an absolutely stellar game at second base. You can't knock him down out there in the field. Chavez, whether it's a throw to third, just a simple throw over to first, or even a throw to the plate, Michael Chavez able to do it all here. Torres in from short, able to throw it over to Rizzo across the diamond in time. Yes, indeed, Eduardo Rodriguez is going to be yanked out of the ballgame, and it's Kevin PR, the center fielder's turn. So we'll save our Eduardo Rodriguez discussion until the end of the ballgame here. Tyler Browning into Kevin PR here, and Kevin PR pinch hitting. It's 2 straight days and two straight 4-3 putaways in the bottom of the 8th inning here. It's going to be Matthew Barnes, the Cubs saw him yesterday late in the ball game. Barnes actually the one who ended up taking, no wait, that was Walden, sorry. Matthew Barnes was the one who pitched the 9th and 10th, and then of course in the 11th it was Walden who came in, and then ironically the Cubs won the game. But Manny Machado to lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning, a 0-0 score here, a curveball up and in. Machado came around, now 0-1 right down the middle. Machado with a smash out towards center. Jackie Bradley Jr. lays out to make the play, and there's 1 out now for Rizzo. Rizzo has already extended his hitting streak to 6 games here. But it's still a 0-0 score, so Anthony Rizzo looking to make some noise. The 0-1 smacked away foul, and now it's an 0-2 pitch. Any guy looking to be the hero in this one is now Rizzo falls to one knee down on strikes. Tyler Browning 0 for 2, a strikeout and a grounder in this one. He's going to come back to pitch the ninth, it seems, as he comes around on a splitter. Can't take him out with the heck of a game he's thrown already in this one as he fouls one away. He has been the better pitcher of the day here as Browning now out in the shallow right field picks up a hit here for the Cubs. He's got himself a 1 for 3 day at the dish. And it's Dexter Fowler 0 for 3 with a flyout and a pair of strikeouts. He's on a 9-game hitting streak. This would be the perfect opportunity to make it 10 here as he smashes one away foul. That was a home run type swing. Now 0-1. Down low in the zone here, a splitter. Fowler with great timing, but he wasn't able to get to it. 0-2 outside and away here, and it's a ball from Barnes. Now a 1-2 count. Fowler still in the driver's seat in this one, but there it is, the strikeout from Barnes, and we head to the ninth. That's the top of the order for the Sox, combining to be 0 for 9, ironically, in the ballgame. Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts, and Mitch Moreland. And Devers, the leadoff guy here. 19 home runs, 54 RBIs. Devers really quiet in this series in comparison to Xander Bogaerts, but that's going to change here. Out in the right center field, turning from first, heading for second here. Fowler into the cutoff man in scope, but Devers in standing up to second base here. It's Xander Bogaerts 0 for 3, a pair of flyouts and a strikeout here. Looking for a big K here, or just an out, plainly, is Tyler Browning. Now a deep fly ball out towards right field. Bellinger able to track it down in time, but Devers going to tag and head for third here. And with one out now, it's Mitch Moreland 0 for 3 with 3 ground outs. Love to get a ground out here and a play at the plate, as now there's a foul tip away here. Mitch Moreland loves to swing at ones if he knows to go low here, as he's now fouled 2 away. Browning looking for the strikeout pitch here. 0-2 and a chopper towards first. Anthony Rizzo the flip to Browning, and Devers going to hold up at third here, as now there's 2 outs. Smart play, a smart conservative play as Rizzo looked over towards third. As now it's Jackie Bradley Jr.'s turn. Bradley Jr. the speedster, so whatever happens here, going to be a big play in the ball game no matter what. 0-1 in here from Browning, low in the zone. Flip from Machado over across the diamond to first, and the Cubs able to get out of the jam. Third base with 1 out, and the Cubs able to get themselves out of it, and we head to the bottom of the ninth as the Cubs look to walk this one off with Posey, Torres, and Bellinger. Buster Posey, the catcher, on a 2-game hitting streak. He's already made it 3 here in this one, as I've said. A great slugging percentage as he drops one in the shallow left field here. Posey going to turn and head for second, and just like that, the Cubs have a leadoff double here in the ninth. Gleyber Torres 0 for 3 already in this one, and he's going to get the yank out of this one. First-year manager David Ross not going to trust the cold hand in this case. Troy Tulowitzki coming off the bench yesterday with a nice pinch hit at bat, as now Tulowitzki out to shallow center field here. Retreating back is Xander Bogaerts waving off Jackie Bradley Jr. for the out, and now it's Bellinger's turn. Bellinger 2 for 3, a pair of hits combining for 3 bases, a double and a single in this one, as now he foul tips one away. Posey standing at second base here. 0-0 score, bottom of the ninth inning. The Cubs looking to walk this one off, as now Bellinger down 0-2. Right up and tight here. Cody Bellinger out towards right field here. Drops in front of Alex Verdugo. Posey turning and heading for home here. The cutoff throw in, and there it is. The Cubs walk it off. A 1-0 score. The RBI goes to Cody Bellinger, and the winning run of the ball game goes to Buster Posey. A 1-0 walk-off win in the ninth inning for the Chicago Cubs. The win, yes indeed, goes to Tyler Browning, and the loss to Barnes. You can see on the line there, no errors and no walks, so a clean game today. 1 run for the Cubs. Of course, the run in the bottom of the ninth inning you just saw, and you can see the final lines here on your screen. 4 hits for the Sox, 9 for the Cubs, and the Cubs with a walk-off win on 2 straight days. Now we'll look at the other results around the league. A 2-1 score, the St. Louis Cardinals over the Cincinnati Reds, so the Cubs pulled back within 2 of the first-place Cincinnati Reds heading into the series finale against the Sox tomorrow. The Colorado Rockies over the San Diego Padres 7-3. Atlanta Yanks one over the heads of the Nats 7-1. A 6-2 win for the Toronto Blue Jays over the Pittsburgh Pirates. And a domination game at degromination time in New York. A 17-1 win for the Mets over the Philadelphia Phillies. You gotta like that. You look at the final line here. 9 innings pitched for Browning. 4 hits and 5 strikeouts. And for the Cubs hitters, you got to take a look at some of these. Who would you give the big name bat to today? Gotta say it would be Cody Bellinger. 3 for 4 on the day. He stole a base in the field and he knocked in that winning run, but Buster Posey scoring it. He went 2 for 4 to extend his hitting streak. Dexter Fowler's 9-game hitting streak is over, but now the Cubs back to a win streak here at 2 games. Browning wins MVP yet again for the Chicago Cubs in bat-to-bat starts here. And the pitching matchup tomorrow going to be Perez against Nola. You're not going to want to miss that one as the Cubs look to grind back up here in the NL Central. St. Louis still a game and a half back of the Chicago Cubs, but the Cubs now within 2 of the Cincinnati Reds, which they 1 point sat 21 back of. So you're not going to want to miss as the Cubs look to climb back up the standings yet again and look for the series sweep over the heads of these Boston Red Sox. It's been great talking to you here on this Saturday afternoon for some Saturday afternoon baseball. We'll chat with you again tomorrow for some Sunday night baseball.